Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gachagua TV, the tallest man back Africa. Rigathi Gachagua, the former Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, has embarked on a journey to chase Mount Kenya leaders to ensure that they do not see the doors of parliament again. Rigathi Gachagua is determined to ensure that these leaders are not re-elected back to parliament in 2027. This is coming after he has managed to snatch the Mulima Nation from the jaws of William Samoei Ruto. Today, William Samoei Ruto is a bitter man. Bitter because Mulima aligusa na aliambiwa asiguse, and today everybody is behind Wamunyoro. Some of them are actually even mentioning the name Wamunyoro without knowing what they are doing. They are being chased by the shadows of Rigathi Gachagua and his allies. Ladies and gentlemen, where Gachagua gets the energy, no one can actually explain. Is Gachagua the Gachagua that we knew when he was in William Samoei Ruto's government? Because I'm looking at the energy that Gachagua has, and I can see a very different person. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see how Gachagua has managed to chase William Samoei Ruto from the mountain. Look at what happened here in Kiambu, and then you tell me how William Samoei Ruto is going to win the elections before we look at how Rigathi Gachagua is now embarking on chasing the Mount Kenya leaders from their constituencies. In fact, what they should be doing ni kuambia watu bye bye. Watch Gachagua here in Kiambu.
Kiambu mnasemaje? Atawanza. Kiambu mnasemaje? Kiambu mnasemaje? Wewe Ruto. Wewe Muongo. Wewe Kasongo. Wewe Zakayo. Wewe Mzee Kutenga. Wewe Mshamba. Wewe Dunia Mlima Kenya. Kasongo asiende. Kasongo asiende. Wangapi wanasema Kasongo aende? Ndio. Ambie. Atembea usitembea. Ni muongo si muongo. Akitudanganya. Amewakia muda kama tutamwona. Mara ni damu etilie. Waitia makono walikie tajoya mtu. Ni mwana kela.
Now, Gachagua seems to be on his phase 2 now, having done with phase 1 of chasing William Samoei Ruto from the mountain. It is now time to chase the members of parliament, the senators and the governors. And the big question that we need to ask ourselves is Gachagua going to succeed? Gachagua is still breathing fire, firing from all missiles, from all cylinders. And looking at Gachagua here, you can agree with me that these members of parliament have all the reason to get worried. Watch this clip and then we look at the reason why, in my view, Gachagua is likely to succeed.
Police, to NYS, to KRA. Lakini watoto wa Mulima, chukueni, wapatie pesa, watupe mawe. Wapige viongozi yao. Wakimaliza na hiyo kupigana, wachukue hiyo pesa wakakunywa nini? When the history of this community is written, the members of parliament from this community will have a whole chapter of the most foolish leaders ever elected in the Mount Kenya region. William Ruto akimwambia kwenda kupitisha finance bill, mnaenda mnapitisha. Akimwambia ni mbaya, mnasema yesa. Akimwambia mwenda fukuza deputy president, mnaenda mnafukuza. Akimwambia nendeni mupige kanisa mawe, mnaenda mnapiga. You are an embarrassment to the people of this region. And I cannot fathom just how stupid a leader can be na tunaweza pewa pesa na Ruto kwenda kutuma vijana ndani ya kanisa. It is very embarrassing to us as a people, as a community.
Let me ask you a simple question. If elections were to be held today, from wherever you are, whether you come from the Mlima Nation, whether you come from wherever you come from, would you vote for your member of parliament? Would you vote for your governor? Would you vote for your MCA? Please write the answer in the comment section and remember to like the video. In Mount Kenya, I think two leaders are likely to go back to their position, or actually different positions. And the first person is Dede Nyoro, and the other one is Irungu Kang'ata. Surprisingly, the two leaders come from Murang'a. But when you look at Rigathi Gachagua is not attacking Dede Nyoro. Rigathi Gachagua is not attacking Irungu Kang'ata. And when you look at Irungu Kang'ata and Dede Nyoro, you don't need to be told where they are. Actually, they are with Gachagua. It is now very, very clear, looking at the way they are criticizing William Samoei Ruto. But the rest of the leaders will be sent home. When you look at the leaders who are actually William Samoei Ruto, I'm saying those who are with William Samoei Ruto, but because there are people like Senator Medho who are, and wengine kama huyu wa Murang'a senator, you agree with me, those are likely to be re-elected back to parliament. But now when you look at the other members of parliament and the senators, the governors, who are actually with William Samoei Ruto, it is very, very clear that will be sent home. I want to give you the reason why, in my view, that Wamunyoro is likely to succeed. Gachagua is likely to succeed, to chase them and ensure that they are not re-elected back to parliament. Number one, if you look at these leaders, they have failed to bring any meaningful development in their constituencies. They have completely failed. In fact, there's a lot of development taking place in Nyanza. Roads are being constructed because Raila, William Samoei Ruto, will do anything to ensure that Raila remains in the government, because he is highly valued. Najua, yeah, he is valued by William Samoei Ruto. You are likely to see so many developments, so many roads going on. And those of you who comes from Homa Bay, those who come from Migori, those of you who come Kisumu, Siaya, maybe you can let us know. Because I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. But when I look at the people of Mount Kenya, the leaders of Mount Kenya, they are not able to lobby for development in their constituencies. Number two, they are all yes men. Akiambua hivi, just like Gachagua is telling them here, Kenyans do not like yes men. Because you see, if you are told to do anything and you do it without asking any question, then it raises many questions. Where is your brain? Because you see, you cannot tell us that you don't have any opinion. Just Gachagua is telling them, when William Samoei Ruto tells them the finance bill is good, they clap. When he tells them that it should be actually amended, they still clap. And when they are told anything, they agree. They don't have any opinion. So this one is likely to make them go home very, very early in the morning. The other thing is that these guys, they are in a choir, praise and worship team, singing Hosanna to William Samoei Ruto. Kenyans do not want to see leaders worshiping other leaders. Kenyans want to see members of parliament representing them, oversighting the executive. And the fact that issues of corruption have been leveled against them can only mean that these guys have all the reasons to get worried. Another reason is because of betrayal. These leaders have betrayed their people. These leaders have betrayed the former deputy, Rigathi Gachagua. The fact that they were able to impeach one of their own annoyed many Kenyans. And the funny thing about these guys is that when you look at them, they usually vote against the wishes of the electorate. Most of the time, what they discuss or what they vote for is not what the crowd is saying. And a very good example is that on the ground, people do not want Rigathi Gachagua to be impeached. That is it from the mountain. But this guy went ahead and voted against the people. So that's why Gachagua is likely to succeed because Gachagua has managed to align himself with the people. There's also the issue of abductions. The number of Gen Zs who died were many. I'm not saying that those who died only came from Mount Kenya. No, far from that. They came from all corners of the country. But the pain, the most pain, was felt in the mountain. That's the truth of the matter. And most of the abductions, most of the abductees came from the mountain. I'm not saying that the others were not abducted. They were. But the pain in the mountain was very, very intense. But the funny thing is that these leaders did not come up to defend. And that is why you see somebody like JB Muturi is becoming very, very much acceptable because he started talking against abductions. He told William Samoei Ruto, no, you must stop these abductions. And the fact that these other leaders did not say anything and they have never actually even asked for compensation like Raila is saying can only make them unpopular. Last but not least, these guys are seen to be very arrogant. Pride comes before a fall. Watu wana marigo. Yani wanaongea vile wanataka. They tell people that watu wanajiabduct. That sijui watu wanaenda wananua nyama nini KFC na soda alafu wanaenda maandamano. And you see, they are very, very arrogant. They speak to the electorate with content. They have no respect for their employers. Ladies and gentlemen, the big question is, are they going to survive the onslaught by Rigathi Gachagua? Because Gachagua is one person who starts a fight and sees the end of the fight. And that one tells you that he is a good fighter. Guys, have a blessed day. Till next time. Bye-bye.